So I just got a call. Did a service call. He doesn't have throttle response, or it's intermediate, comes and goes. So a lot of times what that is due to it was on a Cummins, so there's a valve body, which I'll show you, but anyway, let's get the show going. So anyway, I'm here. Started looking into this a little bit. So it has a crane on the back, which has a throttle pedal. Same to Williams control, the same control that is actually in the cab here. So first says Williams, it said Peterbilt. So anyway, I was checking the wiring, but I was thinking to myself, right there, it's a whole mess of wires, and that's where they spliced in the throttle and all that back, because this crane runs one motor to operate the crane and the truck, whereas some were, have a separate motor. So I'm wondering, in here where they spliced it, I'm not sure how they spliced it, if they butt connected it or how exactly. There's some butt connectors, but yeah. So I'm going to open all this up and we'll see what we find. Hopefully we can find some wires, bad connection somewhere, and then we can place it and it's good to go. The problem it's having is the intermediate throttle. So his cab throttle keeps losing signal intermediately. So, it can't be the one in the crane, but hey, whatever. So anyway, we're gonna make this thing work one way or another, hopefully. Okay, so I didn't actually videotape this part here, but what I found were actually quite a few broken wires. We got one here, we had two here, one right there, and I don't know if you can see this one, right down, it's not wanting to focus, right down there. They were corroded, and when he pulled them, they came apart. So anyway, everything seems to be working now. The throttle in the cab works. When you click in the PTO, you can only throttle it up off the cruise in here. It kills your foot pedal in here, and then it sends the power back to your cab up here, to your pedal there. So I cycled it a handful of times, turned the key on and off a bunch. Engage, disengage the PTO. When the PTO is in, works back there great. Disengage it, this pedal comes alive again. So the intermediate would make sense with corroded wires. So I just need a wrap all this back up and make it look nice again, and call it a night. It's 7 o'clock on a Friday night, so I'm ready to go home. So that's what I found here. If you have an intermediate throttle, well, a lot of times it's the actual pedal that they do go bad. But well, actually, I did put a pedal in this. Oh boy, a few days ago. It wasn't long, less than a week. Put a pedal in. It worked. Fixed the issue. Semi-fixed the issue. For about a week, and then called me today, and he said he lost pedal in his cab again. So when I hooked my computer onto it, well, he called me. He was sitting on the road, couldn't go anywhere, so I ran out, checked him, and yeah, and it was alright. When I checked the power, so what you can do is, so doesn't show up here. You have two, because this is a dual pedal. Let's see if I can get in here somewhere where you can actually see. Let's see if I can grab my light. It's gonna make it look funky, I'm sure, on the camera, but oh, there, I guess that ain't too bad. So you have these reddish, purplish ones are hots. It has two sensors. One will be at neutral, or when the pedal's the whole way off and you're not on it, it'll the one reads 100% open and the other one reads 100% closed. And then as you accelerate, so at 50%, they're both going to read 50%. And then once you get the whole way open, the one that was 100% is now 0, and the one that was at 0 is now 100%. It's just a double way to double check itself. But anyway, you have two hots. Check and make sure you have power on both of them. That's the way to do it without a scanner. With a scanner, you can go in and you can see and read the signal and make sure you have. Be 5 volts. Each should be 5 volts. Well, 4.9 to like 5.1 or something, I think is what they recommend. Whatever it is. And then the blue and the greens are both your signals. And now the volts will vary from 0 to 5 volts. So as you push on the pedal, accelerate, it's going to send volts through your signal wires if you have voltage here. So that's a way you can do a quick check. So I did that the other day. Everything was fine. So, well, it's in the pedal. So I put a new pedal on it, and it did all right. And now it's, anyway. So, quick rundown on that. It makes it easier if you have a scanner. If you don't have a scanner, it's not a big deal. It's just the way it is. If you're just driving and you lost your pedal and you're wondering why, it'd be a little different. You don't have the disconnect for the top cab, but same theory, So I'm gonna get this all cleaned up here and clean up my mess and go home. Call it a night.